Mike Drawdy with Imperial Tropicals here. So Mike B took him a little much needed vacation, so he won't be here today. So I was like, you know what? I'm here. I know I'm real busy, but it'd be nice to go in here and see everyone and hear from you and show you some of the cool stuff going on around here. So it's been pretty crazy, like always. I don't think we ever have a dull moment, but it's you guys know that we had not one but two hurricanes that came through. That the last one caused lots of damage that we're still cleaning up from, but it's starting to get there. So just let me know that everybody's could hear me and see me. So I want to make sure that I did it right. It's been a while since I did a live video. All right, Jamar, how's it going, brother? We're doing good, man. Just blessed. I'm glad I got the mess of an election behind us. It's been a probably the most, um, how to say it, that I've ever seen. I like animals better than I do people, so they seem to be a lot more predictable. So it's one of those things. One thing that brings us all into fish keeping. So I'm going to let me know that you can hear me and see me, though. Like I said, it's been a while since I did a live feed, but I want to make sure that everybody's you know got where they can see and hear me. Right now, I'm just going to show you a few of the African cichlids that we have out. The Gold Harbor Island, one of my favorites. You really need females for those guys to show full color, but they look really good. This is the what we call the yellow blaze iceberg. So it's an iceberg crossed with the yellow blaze, so it's going to have a lot of white in the body like the iceberg, and a lot of them still have the really bright yellow blaze. So really nice fish. Show you the show tank. So the guys have been doing a lot of work with this planted tank. We're gonna be adding some more fish to it very shortly. But we were having some problems with it. One, the wave maker had stopped working on one side, so it was, causing a buildup of waste in the tank. Now we've got the wave maker going, and the tank's looking a lot better. So we're going to be adding some more fish to that. And then, of course, this tank always looks just spectacular. South American tank, the Savannah. I mean, that's just amazing fish. So one of our top sellers still. And you got the red tiger severums. We got the rock kill severums. We put an albino threadfin in there. And of course, we got the pair of pike cichlids, the Zabrinas. Let's see if I can get close to them. And what's really cool about those guys is it's a male and a female that act like a great couple to each other. They're just really. Ooh, hold on, gimbal's getting a little crazy. They've really been peaceful. They haven't been fighting and trying to kill each other like a lot of other pike cichlids would do, but it's been good. All right, got the big Frontosa Tanganyikan set up here. We're going to end up doing something different to this tank too, because those big fronts they're beautiful, but it's hard to keep anything else in there because the fronts could be so aggressive. A little crazy. Let's spin it around. All right, I'm gonna check with Jared, make sure we're coming through live and clear. I'm not seeing comments come through, so. Hey, has everything been showing up good on your end?
Yeah, it's just the audio went out for a minute.
Yeah.
It looks like in here and see.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna switch to the Wi-Fi.
Okay. Yeah.
So, all right. just checking with them. I'm gonna turn the Wi-Fi on to see if that helps. So, got to walk in. One of our regulars coming in to get some fish today with an appointment. Wyatt's helping him out. We're getting, oh, Jamar, I see that comment. Let me click on it and see what other comments you left. So the 6-inch male giraffe cichlid. Let me see, once Wyatt gets done, I could probably ask Wyatt, but if it's a really big one like that, they're probably being kept down at the greenhouse, because typically once they get that big, they are too big for us to keep up here. I'm walking through the what you see, what you get. Hey, Wyatt. Hey, they're asking to see a big giraffe cichlid, Venustus. Do we have one up here?
We have a couple males. They're not too colored up, but I could possibly go down to the greenhouse and get you one.
Well, I guess there's one up on the website, but it's probably down at the one that's for sales down there.
I think so.
Yeah, so they're not. We have some smaller males up here. These are like the 3 to 4 inch, and they're just now starting to get some color of that size. So yeah, unfortunately, once they get, really past that 4 to 5 inch mark, we really can't keep them up here anymore because they just get so aggressive. I mean, there's times that if we do like a what you see, what you get, then we might have like a 5 to 6 inch one up here. But so yeah, unfortunately we don't have of him up here where I could do a video of him. But if you email me and ask to see, I don't mind having them go down there and take a quick picture. Probably be out of the water picture, but like here's a what you see, what you get Taiwan reef, and he's probably pushing that 5, almost 6 inch range. Here's a Mabasi Lenthrops. He's probably pushing that similar range, but you see how we have to keep them isolated like that, and especially like a big Venustus. I mean, you gotta keep them in a bigger environment so they don't fight. The light's off on this one, but there's some nice sunshines that came in there recently. One thing that we do have is the Brazil order. You guys probably have seen some of the Brazilian fish already, but I like to show them off again because they're super awesome. Like this has been one of the hardest shipments that I've ever brought in because the Brazilian government had been on strike with the inspectors. So like just getting fish out of Brazil has been so difficult. And so it took me a good part of 6 months before we were able to actually get the order in. And these are just spectacular fish. Unfortunately, the price on these guys are really high, but it is what it is. It's not high because we want them to be. It's the freight and all the permitting is just gotten very expensive, just like everything else has. There's some small L14s, Goldies, but I was really happy with the health of the shipment. The shipment's done really, really well. DJ's been taking care of these fish, and he's done a really good job getting them healthy. That's the L14. Cactus, Plecos. One thing that makes us different is because we are breeders, we breed a lot of fish, that any fish that's under our care is getting the best treatment. Just like, if you don't treat the fish really good, they don't breed for you. So our fish husbandry on these fish has been, just phenomenal. We have a really great crew that takes care of them. The health of the fish is phenomenal. We put them through a multitude, especially the wild caught, of protocols before we do sell them, because we don't want to start selling a fish until it's 100% ready. So we go through on all the wild caught fish. We run them through a treatment for worming the fish, and also for any internal parasites. So nah, this is all South American stuff, Jamar. So no Viha. Those would come from Central, but you don't you don't see them brought in from the wild. At least it's very rare to see them brought in from the wild. But I am bringing in a shipment from Indonesia that is going to have quite a few different Central American fish on it that we're pretty excited about. We also have a big shipment coming in from Colombia that will have a lot of rare fish on it, a lot of new species of fish too that we're excited about. So the hurricane has really hurt, all the guys here in Florida with their production. So for us to, since we're going to have more tanks available, we're going to start importing, more wild caught fish, and also from, good breeders and, Asia. I don't buy a lot of fish from the different breeders in Asia because there's a lot of fish there that are not, not very good quality. But there is some of the best breeders in the world in like Indonesia that are breeding some really cool rare stuff. So I've got a good friend over there that is sending me a lot of really cool rare things. Here pretty soon. I don't know when the shipment's going to come in. Just like everything else, you got a lot of paperwork to do, and the freight has gotten to be just outrageous for all this stuff. Like, it's unbelievable what the freight is costing, not just for overseas, but even domestically. We've had to really watch our shipping because we have to make it very clear to customers that we don't make nothing on shipping. Like, we lose money on every shipment. So one area in the Northeast, we were taking a significant hit every shipment. Like, every time we ship fish up to like Connecticut and upstate New York, Maine, we were only charging like $39.99, and the actual shipment cost would have been like $80, and this isn't even for a big box. So we had to really make some changes. It didn't affect everyone, but in particular the Northeast, it did affect the way the shipping rates are for the Northeast. Like, instead of them being in the same zone as the Southeast, now they're in a separate zone that is a different price tier. So and it's not just the UPS freight that's gotten really expensive, but the boxes that we ship them in, the bags, the machines that we clip the bags with. I mean, all that's material and product that has just kept going up over time. So, but we're going to be doing some good sales to help offset the shipping costs, because we do understand that the shipping is very expensive, but it's also really the only way that's ethical to ship these fish is to ship them where they get to their destination in a timely fashion. Because we used to ship with the post office, and it was a nightmare, really. You never knew when the box was going to be delivered. The tracking didn't work most of the time, so we actually stopped shipping all live animals with the post office. And there's certain times a year that I think it could be done. So I'm not opposed to, like, maybe in the spring or early summertime, but it's not very good to do, in the wintertime or summertime where, the temperature could be very extreme. So, not seeing a lot of comments. So just, guys, don't hesitate. Ask me questions. We did get a lot of Tanganyikans in this past week, and I want to say they were talking about putting them up on the website today. So I'll show you some of the Tanganyikans. As far as new ones that came in, so we got the new Lampologus punctatus, really nice shell dwelling one. Peplin Creek Aquatics, man, appreciate it, man. It's it's been a while. So I know Mike B does a great job with it, and he likes doing it. So uh, that's the Midnight Julia Chromis. That's a new batch of those guys in. Um, the striped gobies. I'm surprised. This is from the. We've had these guys in for a little while, but that's a really, really cool goby Tanganyikan that I think makes a good addition to a Tanganyikan community tank. We got the name's not on the tank, but they look like Icola. Really nice bands on those guys. Jerry, we should have the blue-eyed lemons, and if you don't see them on the website, email us, because if I don't have them from my brood stock, I have a friend that also breeds them that we could get some. That's the Cories Tropheus, really nice. So send us an email and let them know that you're wanting some blue-eyed lemons, and we should be able to get some for you. So always one of my favorite deep water haps. Really look nice. Yeah, any good sized geos? I know we just brought in some big Savinni. I don't think they're in this room yet. What else do we have that is ready? I don't see any Geophagus, some big Oscars, big Angels. Shoot. Sorry about that. All right. I had to turn the gimbal off and turn it back on. When will the Savinni be ready? I expect them ready any day now. If they don't go up today, then I would expect them to be on the website tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Monday. We won't be working tomorrow. In fact, here's some. They just brought them up, so they should be good to go. These are 2 to 3 inch range. But I do know that they got a few bigger ones too, but I think most of them are going to be in this 2 to 3 inch range, which really, I mean, if I'm buying these guys, I would buy them in the 2 to 3 inch range, because you're getting a lot better price for them at this size than you are when they get really big. I know when they get really big, they already have the trailers, but the amount of water and weight in that shipping box makes us have to charge a lot more for big fish. So this is a perfect size that they ship really well, but once they get really big, it makes it very difficult. So basically these fish will be going up. You can see the label right there. I believe that should say 11.16, but it says 11.6. But once they are looking good, then that X will come off the tank, and it's not because they're sick, it's just that they're on hold until they're ready. So I would expect them to go up today. Shoot us an email and we can make sure that they go up for you, because I know we got some really nice ones in. That's the only big geos that I've got. The pearl cichlids, of course, the Braziliensis, but they're not really big. Up front, I do have some wild caught. Let's go look at those guys real quick. If they haven't moved them yet, they're up here on the front left. There's some of those big L14, the goldies. Really nice. We're going to end up putting some of those in our show tank. That's the Abylos. I know we got 2 of those. Those are big. I would say they're in that 5 to 6 inch range. But besides that, that's pretty much it. It's hard to have big geos. They sell so good when they're, in that 1 to 2 inch range or 2 to 3 inch range, that they don't usually get a whole lot bigger than that. I would say on the Savinni, since we breed so many of them, we do let some grow up to that bigger size. But like redhead Tapajos, very seldom will we ever have big redheads. And that's mainly just because, they sell usually before they get to that bigger size. So Pagwee rainbows, so those just came in because they're so shy. All right, so Brian DeVio, any red shoulder or tiger severums? So I did order some tiger severums on this order from Colombia, some wild ones. I'm hoping that they come in. We did have 3 extra males on the tiger severums that, because we've been saving some of these guys back for breeders. Let me walk back up here. They might have moved them already because they were kind of looking stressed. Yeah, they moved them already. But yeah, potentially I've got 3, like I would say in that 4 to 5 inch range, red tiger severums. So you email us and we'll go find one of those guys for you and sell it to you. So the Rockkill, no, it's we had brought some in from a local breeder. I want to see if there's any more in the tank, but I'm pretty sure they sold out pretty quickly. Yeah, they were in this tank right here, so they're gone. But I am trying to get more of them in. We got some red hump geophagus in there. Looks like a male and a female. So we're trying to get some more Rockkills, and I got 2 friends that breed them successfully, and so there's a good chance we're going to have some in. But again, usually we don't get them big, but sometimes again he'll have some grow outs that he had grew up for breeders that he could sell us. So best way, because as soon as I get off this video chat, I'm going to forget all these questions that were asked. So the best is to email us, and the guys in the office could go source these fish for you guys. So they'll find out, hey, yeah, we have them. They're in this location, and work it out to where you guys could get the fish. So I'll show you guys some of the babuinos. Oh, I was supposed to talk about the contest too. So Jared asked me about this. So every week we're doing a contest on our Facebook page. This is our business page, not the our group page. You'll see it shared to the group page, but it will not be on the group page. The actual contest is actually on our business page. So if you go to Facebook, you go to Imperial Tropicals and go to our main business page, you're going to maybe have to scroll down depending on what's been posted. But there's every week we've been doing a post where you could share pictures of your tank, and it's different each week. Like it might be a picture of your tank one week, the next week it might be a picture of your fish, and you share it on that post, all right, in the comments, and then whoever has the most likes for their picture wins. Like we've been doing like a $50 promo code giveaway. So I think we're going to be changing that up too. I don't know how many weeks we could give away $50 in free product, but it's been a big hit. People are really liking it, and we here at Imperial have been really liking it. We're seeing all these awesome, amazing tanks, and I can't tell you how happy it makes us to see our fish and our customers' tanks looking spectacular. I mean, it makes us feel good here at Imperial that, hey, we work really hard to do a really good job, and this is the results of it. People are able to have these fish and enjoy them for a long time. That's kind of been our business mindset, is that, hey, when we sell someone a fish, we want them to enjoy it for a long time. And it's just been really awesome to see all these amazing fish and tank setups. So that's the contest. I think this week is a South American theme. So you could share a picture of your tank, which a South American tank setup, or of a South American fish. And then, what a lot of people are doing is they're tagging people or sharing it to their friends and family and saying, hey, hey, come vote for me. So we want it to be organic though. We want it to be like, wow, I see why that tank won, you know. So, but that's the contest, and again, it's every week. I want to say on Tuesday they start the contest, and then it ends on Tuesday the following week. So you could join that contest and have a chance to win. You know, I think this week it's $50 in fish from us. So if you're planning on placing an order from us, and you know you win $50, that goes a long way. So, but yeah, it's something we've been just trying to you know mix up and add to the mix, and it's been going over really well. So we've been enjoying it, and our customers have been enjoying it. So, in fact, somebody, Carly or Jared, just posted a link in the comments. That tells you how long I've been away from YouTube. Is I didn't even know you could post links. I know you could post like, you know, the words, but I didn't know it would actually be a link. So that makes it a lot more convenient. So Christian is saying thanks for the fast response this morning to change my address. I mean, that's no problem. We appreciate the heads up before we ship. Like, I can't tell you how many times we ship out and then the customer's like, oh, hey, you know, I put the wrong address. Can you make the change? And a lot of times it's not possible. Like, even if you did make the change, it's going to really mess things up, you know? And I've had some people that send it to the wrong address, and then they say, oh, you know, that's your guys' fault because you should have recognized it's the wrong address. I'm like, man, I don't know where you live. You know, we can't verify each person's address. So, yeah, so if you had to change the address, you give us a heads up before we ship, even if it's the day of, we can make those changes. We're really good. Rob and John, they both are on top of the emails, you know, so as soon as they come in, they do a really great job making sure that they get an answer quickly to the customer, and Monday through Friday. Like, if it's after hours, then please don't expect a response back until the next business day. So we don't answer emails over the weekend. I used to back in the day, and then at some point I had to put my phone down and be like, you know, I've got to not answer emails after hours. And I still find myself answering sometimes emails after hours, especially if there's a problem. But, you know, a lot of times, you know, we try to only answer them during the week, you know. So, but that's, you know, that's the best line of communication with us here at Imperial is, you know, send us an email. We're not on Facebook Messenger answering that. You know, I used to back in the day, but unfortunately Facebook allows so much spam that, you know, it just became a major pain. So we stopped, just tell everybody to email us, you know. So we'll get to you right away if you send us an email. That's the Magnum Plecos. That's another really rare Brazilian fish. Lynx is asking about the Golden Gar project. Sheesh. Well, I got good news and bad news about that. So we'll start with the good news because we always like good news better. Good news is that, you know, we bred the Gold Gar to a standard gar, and the good news is that we've got his offspring growing up, and they are mature enough and ready to breed. In fact, we did breed them last year, but the problem was we didn't get very many of the babies to survive. We did get a couple of babies to survive that were sorted out. So we do have the Gold Gar genetics here at Imperial. We've got, I would say, probably at least 30 of his offspring that are big enough. So that's a future, you know, endeavor that we're going to be working on. That I haven't given up on the project, but I really need to dedicate space and time to be able to breed the offspring and have a significant area dedicated to hatching the fry and growing the fry up. Problem is that, you know, we're always short on tank space. So like even when we bred them last year, we did not have a lot of space in the tanks to grow them up. And when we put them in a pond, they didn't do well. And a lot of times when you put small fish in a pond, it's a gamble. Like it could be too hot, too cold, not enough food. So regardless, it's just difficult. So next year, I'm hoping in the springtime, which is when the best time to spawn the gar, we're going to set up a couple, you know, designated spots for spawning them and then also for growing up to fry. So I think, you know, basically by us having the genetics and the offspring, that we should see some gold babies. Now, someone sent me a video about a month ago from China that it looked like someone over there has already bred the gold gar. But regardless, my goal was never to be, you know, the first one to successfully breed the gold gar. I don't really care about all that, but I just think it would be really cool to have them available to U.S. customers and all the pond people. I mean, that would be a perfect pond fish, you know, for even for koi keepers, you know. Shoot, it'd be awesome for Bass Pro to have a gold gar, since it is you know, natural occurring thing in the wild, or can be. It's very rare, but that's where it comes from. That's the yellow saffron. So yeah, so the project's not dead, but yeah, and if I didn't tell you already, the original father died. So he was up here in one of the big show tanks, you know, and there's 600 gallons, but they still were not very happy. So we ended up moving them down into the greenhouse, into a 3,000 gallon tank. And unfortunately, he jumped out over the weekend, and we didn't find him until Monday morning when we came back to work. And unfortunately, he was still alive when we found him. And I thought, you know, hey, he's a gar. As long as he's breathing, he'll survive. He'll come back. But, you know, we put him back in a vat, you know, with water in it that he should have been able to come back in. And a couple hours later, we come back and he's dead. So it was by far the saddest loss I've ever had. I mean, you know, just if you guys know the whole story, which I never even put out all the videos. I put out some of it, but we actually caught that gold gar. My son and I did, in the Green Swamp, and it was quite the ordeal to catch him. So it was during COVID. In fact, when everything first shut down in 2020, a friend of mine said he saw what he thought was a gold gar out in the Green Swamp. So we went out there and spent 2 days trying to catch him before the rainy season came, and we ended up getting lucky enough to catch him and brought him back to our facility and had success breeding him. It was just a really awesome experience. So so that's the update with the gold gar. So it's not you know, a lot going on with it, but at least it's not dead in the water, you know. So all right. Joshua's saying, thank you for the successful delivery this week. Got my gold Severin and Geo Balzani with plants. Awesome. I love the Balzani. That's one of my favorite Geos. It's just, you know, a really cool fish, especially when that male gets that big hump. I have a friend that breeds them, but I want to start keeping some around here just because I enjoy the fish, you know. The only time we get to see them is when they're small, because that's usually the size that they're being sold as. But I really like the Balzani. It's one of my favorites. All right, that's the Blue Flame Paradise Grommy. Those have been doing really well. All right, so I'm gonna answer some more of these questions. Brian is saying my 1.5-inch chocolate cichlid that I got from you in August is now almost 6 inches and doing great. Wow. That's what's crazy. If you provide these fish with a good, healthy environment, they're going to grow like crazy. Like most fish in the Amazon naturally will reach maturity in 1 year. And that's because of the rainy season and the dry season. As a species, for them to survive, they have to get to a size to be able to reproduce, you know, by the time the next season comes. So a lot of times, like even like, you know, bigger fish, peacock bass would be for an example. They might be fry this year, but in 9 months of ideal environments, they're ready to breed, you know, at 6 to 8 inches for the next season. So same with the chocolate cichlids, you know. So that's cool, man. I'm glad that he's growing good and doing good for you. So all right, Candy's saying thank you for the great Geophagus event I received this week. Sweet. I'm glad because we had been out of them for a while, so I'm glad that we're back in them. That's been an awesome fish, amazing fish. So all right, I'm gonna try to get to more questions. Dragon Layer, what's up? All right. Any African cichlid sales this week? So Lewis is asking if we got any sales. So that weekly sell page on our website, I know whenever we do a big sell like what we did for Halloween, we're going to be not doing a weekly sell because obviously we got a big sell that's taking precedent over the weekly sell. But if you go to the weekly sell page, I would almost guarantee you that there's some Africans on it. Like every week we try to make sure that we're putting some African cichlids on the weekly sell page. So if you go to the website, you go to the weekly sell page, you're probably going to see some Africans on it. Outside of that, there's not a lot of sales going on right now. I mean, we're still recouping from the Halloween sale, which even that was a difficult thing to throw together because it was right after the hurricane. So we're still playing catch up around here. But once we kind of get caught back up, we're going to be probably doing some more sales, you know, for you guys. So that's the Jurapari. Those are actually bred by us. So I'm excited that we finally got the Juraparis breeding and got some for sale. I know everyone's asking, you know, for some things that are out of stock. One thing that makes it really helpful for our customers, and that's why on stuff that we don't have a lot of, they don't stay around long because a lot of people, they sign up for the out of stock notification. And that means as soon as we get them back in stock, we have somebody sitting there, you know, getting an email. I think even it sends a text message now that, oh, hey, these are back in stock. And as soon as they come back in stock, you know, people are ordering them like quick like. So don't hesitate, sign up for that back in stock email because as soon as we put them back up on the website, then you're going to get a notification that these fish are available and, you know, you won't miss out, you know. So I know the Savini, as soon as we put them back up, they were going out the door pretty quickly. Some really nice swordtails, some koi swords, some nice guppies. There's the blue dragon. I've been really amazed at how far the guppy strains have came in the last just, you know, 10 years. We're seeing all types of new strains of guppies come out, new man-made varieties, especially the endlers. Yeah, Candy says she got the text message. So yeah, that's a pretty cool feature too that I'm glad the website now offers is the text message. Mauricio, yeah, good to hear from you too, man. So I hope everything's going good for you guys in Mexico. I know it's been just a crazy year around here. So, oh, Dragon Lair, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully things keep you know, get better for you and you're able to still keep on keeping fish, because really that's about what keeps a lot of us going is our fish tanks. So I'm gonna scroll down, see if there's any other questions. Daniel says, I highly recommend Imperial to buy fish from. Yep, you've ordered many times from us, Daniel, and we appreciate it. So it's been just, you know, a fun ride, really has. I know back in the day when I used to only do wholesale we never would hear back from our customers. You know, I mean, you hear some from the wholesale guys like, hey, you know, thank you, you know, for these, were big fish or nicer than normal. But the fact that we get to see them in our customers' tanks and, you know, get to, you know, hear directly from our customers, it's just a special feeling. And we also have been able to create a lot of relationships, you know, with the hobby. You know, it's crazy how, you know, with pre-internet days, when we were selling fish, we really didn't know many people, you know, and now it's like, shoot, everybody knows everybody now. I mean, the fish world is not the fish keeping world is not a huge world. It's still big, but everybody kind of knows everybody now. And, you know, quick, like who's doing a good job and who's not doing a good job. And I'm glad to see our name always coming out, that people see that we do a good job and they appreciate it. So I appreciate all the support, Daniel. So someone's asking if we've got any Cories. So this is the Brochus ornatus. And these came in on that Brazil shipment. They're a really rare Cory. And, you know, not for your, I say they're not for your average keeper. As long as you have soft water and good clean environment, they're not that hard to keep. Of course, we got some big discus for sale here. We're going to be taking some new photographs of these guys real shortly. Another Cory. Let's see, we got some pandas here. As far as new Cories coming in, I know we have, I think on this Colombian order, like at least 6 new types of Cories. And then on the Indo order, which I'm excited about because we'll have like gold lasers coming in on that shipment, Julies, stir-by. Here's some slate Cories. Those are nice. This is another nice one. This is the elegant Cory. So yeah, on that Indo order, we're going to have some tank raised Cories that are not, you know, very often are they offered as tank raised. All these guys are wild caught here, but they've done really well. So those are the current Cories that we have, is those 4 types. But I mean, altogether, we probably got 10 new types of Cories coming in. I do not know when those fish will be coming in though, because like the way shipping works these days is we place an order and then at some point they get an available flight and then they contact us and ship. So I'm hoping, you know, that they'll come in the next week or 2. But even so, when they do come in, we're going to quarantine these fish for at least a week before we start selling them. So I wouldn't expect them to be ready probably until the beginning of December, even if they came in the next week or 2. In fact, the fish might not even get here until sometime in December. So, but, you know, just keep an eye on the social media page. We're going to be, you know, giving people a heads up whenever they do come in. The Facebook group has been a phenomenal way for customers to, you know, find out what's going on here behind the scenes. I think there's like over 10,000 people in our Facebook group. And then our admins are phenomenal, done just a great job. It's been a great resource for people to go to and learn more about what we got going on here. So shout out to the admin team there on the Facebook group. And I learned stuff from the group. That's what I like about it. Because we don't always get to see these fish mixed with other species. So I learn a lot about compatibility. Also learn about the products because, you know, we're not using aquarium products here that you would typically see at like a pet store. So, you know, I get to see that, hey, this new filter these guys have, this is what they do to clean it. And it makes it a lot easier. So then I could recommend it to our customers, you know. So, but with that being said, I'm gonna scroll down, make sure I'm not missing any more Mario's asking if we're getting any more Gymno Jimneys in. No, unfortunately, the only Gymno Jimneys available that are accessible to us were the ones that we breed. And I still have a small breeding colony, but they have not been breeding for us. I'm hoping now that we're starting getting into some cooler months that we will be getting some more in, so or getting some production in. So hopefully in the near future we will have some available. So and I'm always reaching out to the hobby. So if you guys are breeding some really cool fish, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You know, if you want to find, it's difficult when you have to ship them to us, but I buy a lot of fish from local breeders that are breeding really cool fish. So if someone's breeding something cool out there, tell them to reach out to us. It might work out to where it's good for them and it's good for us. So everybody be safe. It's Friday, so everybody have a good time this weekend. We're having phenomenal weather here in Florida. It's finally cooling down a little bit. And when I say cooling down, I think the high is going to be like 80 degrees. So that's like a cold front for us, especially after the hot summer that we've had. I know some parts of the country's been getting snow. That's crazy to me, to be seeing snow already. But we know that winter's coming. So, but we're having phenomenal weather. Everybody go out this weekend and enjoy the outdoors. I know I will be. So be out fishing with my son. He's got a bass tournament, so we're going to be out there on the boat with him while he's bass fishing. So, but everybody have a good weekend, and we'll be in touch with you. Thank you. I had to laugh at that, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Nah, nobody's ever told me that. So I wish I had some of that old Earnhardt money though. That actually would have been pretty cool to do race cars. I would have liked that too. So, all right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys.